Good afternoon, my friends. How's everybody doing today? It is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon. It's about 98, 99, 100 outside. If you're out, I hope you're staying hydrated. Hope you're doing everything you need to do to care for your body. Make sure you show your body some love while you're out in this heat. Even though it's the first day of fall, summer hasn't realized that its time is up. So hopefully pretty soon summer will realize that its time is up. All right, so I'm going to, of course, I always share stories because anything that I discuss in my lives are just about always about me, about 90, 95% about me. And I just like to share them because I know that there are other people going through the same thing. So when I got up this morning, I've been battling different things. And one of the biggest things that I've been battling is self-doubt. So I'm always doubting what I say, I'm doubting what I do. It's always, do I really want to do this? How are people going to view me if I do this? How are people going to view me if I don't do this? Are people going to question why did I do this or why didn't I? I deal with so much self-doubt every day, which is probably the reason why I'm not as further along in my career as I would like to be, because I doubt myself a lot of times. And I know that I'm not the only one. So when I'm sitting this morning having my orange juice and having my bagel, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? What do I need to do to deal with this self-doubt? Why am I doubting myself? If these are some things that I love to do, if it's something that I love, that I desire, that I see for my future, why am I doubting it? Why am I feeling uncomfortable about doing it? So I came up with some things, okay? So I was really thinking really hard because this is really for me, but it also is going to help someone else. I know it's going to help at least two other people that are dealing with self-doubt. So I came up with a few things that I want to share. And these are some things that I have done in the past. These are some things that I've done last week. These are some things that I've done this week. A couple of them I did them this morning before this live because I am still battling self-doubt. I'm still battling being comfortable with my decision of moving forward with bold and beautiful conversations. I doubt if I'm a good motivational speaker. I doubt if I'm empowering people. I doubt if I inspire people. And I will say that that is one of the reasons for my gaps in between certain videos. So I have to realize that number one, I need to stop and I need to think about why I started what I wanted to do. Something in me gave me hope, gave me faith that through my motivation, I can help other people. So why am I doubting my motivation to help other people? Something in me said that you can do this and you need to push forward and do this. I don't talk self-care, self-improvement, awareness, development, confidence for nothing. I don't speak it for nothing. I literally speak it because I believe that we need to hear this. I believe that people need to hear and know that your self-care matters. Your self-development, your self-growth, it matters. And what also is seeming to matter the most today is, why are we doubting ourselves? Especially if we have at some point convinced ourselves that this is what we want to do. So let me share a few things with you that I've come up with that I have been doing, that I started to do, that I want to continue to do, and I want you to do them as well. So number one, remind yourself that you are capable of whatever it is you want to do. You have to remind yourself. That's why I want to focus so much on self everything, because we are in control of the decisions that we make. We are in control of the life we live. If we do something and it has a negative outcome, sometimes you have to think, did I have another option, or did I just go with the very first thing? That's why I'm so in tune with self. I am an advocate for self, whatever it is. I don't care how big, how small, I'm an advocate for self. Get yourself together. A lot of us don't get ourselves together. A lot of us don't know how to get ourselves together. So we have to constantly remind ourselves that we are capable and competent and courageous to do the things that we desire to do. Remind yourself. Get in the mirror and say, girl, look here. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to doubt your move. But after that, you need to pick it up and get it going. So the first thing is to remind yourself that you are competent and you are capable of doing what you desire to do. The next thing, I do this a lot. Sometimes it goes longer than the time that I'm about to share, but I do it. Spend 5 minutes doing absolutely nothing. Spend 5 minutes in the quietness and help you really focus on. It helps you really focus on thinking about, why am I doubting myself? Spend 5 minutes in silence and sit there and think about where you want to be with your life. I've heard a lot of people say, start living the life you desire. So I have a lot of desires. I desire a Cadillac Escalade. And I always tell Tara I want the newest one that's out. I desire 5 $10,000 deposits in my account from speaking engagements. Those are the things that I desire. But I also know that I have to work toward those things. So that is what I use my quiet time for, to sit and manifest the things that I desire for me. And it will eventually remove that self-doubt. You have to allow yourself, I will say this, you have to allow yourself to feel it before you can move it. So I have to allow myself to feel like I'm falling before I realize I need to do something to pick myself up. So spend 5 minutes, if not more, in a silent and a quiet moment. And think about, why am I self-doubting the things that I desire? You are in control of the choices you make. Number 3, create a boosting playlist. So when I'm working, when I'm thinking, when I'm bored, when I'm excited, I immediately go to jazz music as a comfort. But sometimes I want something a little bit more upbeat, something I'm going to be dancing to, something I'm going to be, it might be some little, all these new people out, I don't even really know. But I have playlists that I've gotten from my daughter and from my daughter's friend. So I know that they have the hype, crunk, booty popping, shaking music. And sometimes I need to listen to that to help build my confidence. I need to listen to that to make myself feel good about what's going on. Create you a confident boosting playlist. Jazz music is great. Gospel music is great, but sometimes you need a kicker. You can even get some kicker gospel music. Something that's going to boost your self-esteem and make you feel good about the things you desire. And you begin to work toward those things that you desire. So, number 4 is a constant. Number 4 is when I get up, when I brush my teeth, when I get dressed, when I'm driving my daughter to work, when I'm driving her back, when I'm walking, when I'm preparing breakfast, when I'm resting, when I'm watching TV, when I'm doing homework. Pray. Say a prayer asking for your inner wisdom to return. Say a prayer asking for your inner wisdom to return. Say a prayer asking for your inner confidence to return. God, please give me back my inner confidence. God, please return my inner wisdom. I know I'm built for this. I wouldn't have chosen it if I didn't feel I wasn't built for this. Sometimes we have to just say that simple prayer and ask God for what we desire and be sincere when you ask. Ask for that inner confidence, that inner wisdom, that inner improvement. And that will help you build on your self-esteem. That will get rid of that self-doubt. So say a little prayer for your inner wisdom. Number 5, I do this a lot too. Make a list of anything that you have already accomplished, whether it's big, whether it's small. I always go for the small things. I always go for the smaller accomplishments. And I look at the smaller accomplishments because I'm like, okay, if I was able to do this, I know I'm able to push forward. So I will say, as of Friday last week, I completed the second part to my dissertation project for my degree. There's 6 parts total. I have 2 parts down. I'm still holding on to an 87 in this course. There are 6 pieces total. My small victory is I've completed 2, which means I have 4 more left to complete. That's a small victory for me, because as many times as I think about giving up on this degree, and I'm always wondering, why did I even start to go? Why did I even pick to go? I didn't need to get a doctorate degree. I have a bachelor's, I have a master's degree, I have other certificates, I have other accolades. Why did I further into the doctorate? Something told me that I should go forward. So now that I'm in it, I can't doubt my ability to complete it. So I have to create a list of small goals, tiny things. I begin to write Dr. McKinley Hunter on certain things just to see how it would look. I type it out at the end of certain emails just to see how it would look. You have to celebrate the small things that you have done. Okay? So say it's your first time on a new recipe, and maybe you got about 60% of the recipe correct, and the rest of it, maybe you burned it, or the rest of it, maybe you dropped it, or maybe it wasn't seasoned properly, or maybe it was undercooked. Celebrate what you got right. Celebrate that 60%. Don't just throw it all away because you didn't fully get it right. And then you begin to doubt that you can even follow a recipe, or doubt that you can even cook. Let's not do that. Let's celebrate the small things. Write those things down. Celebrate the tiny accomplishments. The big things are great. New job, new home, new vehicle. I was able to save $10,000 in 3 months. Those are fantastic goals to celebrate. But don't forget about the small ones, because those are just as important as the big ones. Number 6, remind yourself that self-doubt is the voice of fear. So we all try things. And when you try things, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Trying something is an unexpected job. because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. So even before you try it, that voice of fear is already saying, don't do that. Why are you doing that? You are not supposed to be doing that. Instead of trying to multiply, you need to stick with addition and subtraction. You don't need to be trying to multiply. And instead of trying to go after that dream job, you need to stay where you are, because this is what you can do. This is what works for you. That's that inner fear voice. That's that voice that's afraid of letting you go. That's afraid of letting you pursue. That's afraid of letting you grow. That's that voice. Remind yourself that self-doubts are a voice of fear. Fear that tells you that you're not good enough, you're not capable, you're not competent, you can't, you'll never be, you never will, you shouldn't try. But do you realize, here's the thing about this. You're doing this to yourself. No one's doing this to you. You are sabotaging your own success. You sabotage your own growth. And then you get angry because you're not growing. But no one is in charge of your growth and your success but you. Self-doubt is the voice of fear telling you, why are you trying to go out on your own? Why are you trying to be an entrepreneur? Why are you trying to be a motivational speaker? Why are you trying to start your own catering service? Why are you trying to start your own painting with a twist? Whatever it is you're doing, it's only your inner voice that's keeping you from doing it. It's only you. So we have to try. And the key word is always try and practice and never give up. Don't allow that voice to do that, because it's going to do it. It was doing it to me a couple days ago. It actually did it to me today before I decided to present the live. It's telling me, who's going to listen? No one's going to be there to listen. You may get 2 or 3 views, but you probably won't get any comments. You probably won't get any engagement. If I would have allowed that self-doubt voice of fear to continue, I wouldn't be here now, sharing with you my story. Self-doubt is a voice of fear. Number 7, step back. This is important. Step back from your thoughts and say, wait 1 minute. Why am I doing this to myself? Wait 1 minute. And I can honestly tell you, I did this to myself yesterday. I was having a conversation with my sister, and I have these conversations with Tara, and I'm always saying, why do I not do it? What's keeping me from doing it? And when I'm asked that question, even if I'm asking myself, I still don't have an answer. I don't know why. That's the voice of fear that's keeping me from moving forward. So I have to push back. I have to push back, and I have to say, wait 1 minute. Michelle, you need to stop. You need to stop doing this. No one has even given you any type of motive or suggestion that you're not helping anyone. So why are you not continuing to do so? I have to step back and say, Michelle, what is the problem? What is the problem? Why are you afraid to go forward? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you subjecting yourself to this negativity? You are sabotaging your growth. That mind of ours is a powerful tool. And if we don't be careful, that powerful tool will wipe everything out that we think that we can do. It wipes out everything that you have worked so hard for. And I had to learn, and I'm still learning, that everything you do is not going to be for everybody. Everything you do is not for everybody, but it's for somebody. Hear this again. Everything you do will not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. Even if I only get 5 views on this video, it was meant for those 5 viewers. And I have to be good with that. And I have to prepare for the next one, and prepare for the next one, and prepare for the next one. Dealing with that inner voice, dealing with those self-doubts, it will have you not progressing in life. You have to realize that you were set and sent to do a job. Especially if you felt like it was something that you're passionate about, something that's your dream, and you begin to pursue it. It's meant for you. It's meant for you to keep trying. It's meant for you to keep going. It's meant for you to be dedicated and determined. And I speak it to you, but I'm speaking it to me. I'm definitely speaking it to me. I feel like every day that I am designed to motivate. I am designed to speak self-talk and self-help and self-awareness and self-development and self-improvement and self-awareness and self-confidence. Every day I feel like that's what I'm sent to do. But I can't give up if I'm dealing with self-doubt. I have to push that self-doubt aside. I have to stop myself and say, Michelle, wait a minute. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you doubting yourself? And lastly, try to embrace or try to create self-loving thoughts. Self-loving thoughts. Self-loving. Don't look for it in other people. You have to look for it in self. It's about self. The world can doubt you all they want. The world can doubt you all they want. Your family can doubt you all they want. Your so-called friends can doubt you all they want. But when you activate that inner voice, that inner power, and say, no, I am not thinking negatively about this. I am not sabotaging my success. I am no longer sabotaging my growth. You and that powerful mind of yours begin to work together. It's self. We hurt ourselves. We are our biggest critic, and sometimes we can be our biggest enemy. As I'm speaking it to you, I'm speaking it to me, because I know that I'm my biggest enemy. I say all the time to myself that I could definitely be further along than I am now. But I've accumulated so much self-doubt that I'm still in the same place. And I want you to take a moment to think about the things that you desire for yourself and try to figure out, why am I sabotaging my future? Why am I sabotaging my growth? Why am I sabotaging my success? Why? I write down every day at least one thing that I have done to sabotage my success. And one of the things that I have been writing constantly, especially this week and today's Thursday, is my self-doubt is taking over. My self-confidence is taking over. And I have to find ways to get that back. So, as you go about and you progress through your day, through the rest of the week, the weekend, next week, the rest of the month, whatever, think about this. Are you allowing self-doubt to dictate your moves? Are you allowing that inner voice to dictate your move? I will openly admit that some days I do. I allow that inner voice to take over. And that particular day, I do nothing. And then sometimes I wake up extra empowered. I'm extra motivated. I get up, I wash my face, brush my teeth, I get dressed, I put on a little makeup, I put on jewelry, I get to this desk, and I accomplish things throughout the day. I've accomplished my schoolwork, and then I've filled out a couple of applications for things I may be looking for. I've done some research, I've read some books, I've looked at some TED Talk videos, and then by 4 o'clock, I feel inspired. I feel like I have done my mind and my body a great service today. And then some days, it's a Netflix and popcorn all day long. But the thing about that is, those were my choices. No one coerced me into either feeling, whether I get up 100% motivated and go about the day, or whether I get up only to go back down to Netflix and bed and popcorn. Those were my choices. Stop allowing that inner voice of self-doubt to ruin or to sabotage your growth. Growth in anything. Relationships, whether they are personal, physical, sexual, mental, spiritual, whatever they are. We need to take a step back and we need to think about what we're saying to ourselves and ask ourselves this question. Is what I'm saying to myself helping me or hurting me? When self-doubt hits, when those statements come into your mind, ask yourself, is what I'm thinking about myself helping me or hurting me? I hope I was able to bring something to someone today about self-doubt. Hopefully you look into yourself. You look more into yourself and you stop yourself when self-doubt hits. You guys have a great Thursday, and I'm cooking up some more things to hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.